Hello YouTube, this is just another guy talking about stuff, back with the ongoing YouTube series that takes a look episode by episode at why Community is the greatest television series of all time. We're up to the 7th episode of the first season, Introduction to Statistics. This episode debuted to 5.32 million viewers of television at 8 p.m. on Thursday, October 29th, 2009. So you know what that means. It's Halloween. Now, I've always been a big fan of Halloween. I enjoy the costumes, I enjoy the candy, I enjoy the Halloween movies, even some of the bad ones. And maybe most of all, I enjoy the parties. Here we have Community's first Halloween party. Community's first party overall, actually. The series will see plenty of social gatherings as the episodes progress. Halloween gives us the opportunity to let go for a night, put on a costume, and become whoever or whatever we want to be. Halloween allows you to express yourself in ways that other days don't. In this episode, Halloween allows the characters to express themselves in ways that maybe they haven't before. This is still first semester Community. We still don't know these characters as well as we eventually will. The characters still don't know each other as well as they eventually will. You can even argue that they don't know themselves as well as they eventually will. It's the characters of the series that makes the show what it is. Watching them learn about themselves and each other through their interactions allows the audience to really connect with the characters as the show moves forward. It allowed the audience to become part of Greendale. It allowed you to become part of the study group. This is why Community has such a fervent fan base. The show is great at making you feel a connection to these characters. This is where Introduction to Statistics excels. The show begins with Senior Chang announcing that Annie has taken advantage of a Greendale policy that gives extra credit to students that organize academic-related events. She is holding a Dia de los Muertos party, and anyone that attends gets extra credit. Jeff asks Britta if she's completely sure that nothing will romantically happen between the two of them because he has his eyes set on his statistics professor, Michelle Slater, Ph.D. Jeff comes on to his professor after class, and she does seem somewhat interested, but has a strict policy against dating students. Shirley sees him going after Slater, which infuriates her, but Britta assures that she's fine with it. It seems kind of strange that Shirley would be upset despite Britta openly not reciprocating, but we'll come to find out that she has her reasons. Annie begs Jeff to come to the party since he's the cool guy, and if he shows up, more people will likely attend. Jeff is initially hesitant, but she's able to guilt him into it, and we begin to notice a pattern of him having a soft spot for Annie. Wonder what will become of that? At the party, held in the group study room in the library, Britta, dressed in a squirrel costume, complains to Annie about how women use Halloween as an excuse to dress sexy, just as Annie reveals her skin-tight skeleton outfit. Troy is dressed as Eddie Murphy from his 1987 Raw stand-up special. Abed goes as Batman. It's easy to forget how big Batman was in the late noughts, now that Marvel dominates the superhero movie genre. Shirley's costume is mistaken for Urkel, but claims she is Harry Potter. Her costumes not being recognizable will become a recurring theme throughout the Halloween episodes. Pierce arrives as Beastmaster from the 1982 movie of the same name, and Jeff, being Jeff, is too cool to wear a costume to this party. Starburn sees Pierce in the restroom taking his medication and assumes the pills are recreational. He's able to talk Pierce into trading some. Jeff finds out through Chang that there is a faculty Halloween party happening on campus as well and pays him $20 to bring him along so he can meet up with Professor Slater. At the faculty party, Slater, dressed as Robin Hood, again rejects Jeff, now wearing a cowboy costume, on the grounds that if something were to happen between the two of them, he would go and tell his friends and it would get around campus. Just as Jeff tries to explain that he has no friends, Britta arrives angry that he let Annie down. She also notices that he is now wearing a costume and especially notices how tight it fits him. He tells her it was a requirement to get in. Just after the dean notices Shirley ripping off Professor Slater's car antenna, Pierce shows up noticeably high and causing a scene. Jeff berates his classmates, upset that he is looking bad in front of Slater. They leave disappointed that Jeff let them down, and Professor Slater's opinion of him seems to have dropped, thanks to the company he keeps. Britta goes looking for Shirley and finds her attempting to flood Professor Slater's office with a garden hose. When confronted, Shirley admits that she is upset because her ex-husband asked for her engagement ring back. Jeff laments to Chang of all people that Greendale is draining his coolness, and Chang gives him some advice that he probably never thought of. The advice is that Jeff practically beg her to sleep with him, And this actually works, much to his surprise. As the two leave campus, they try not to be noticed as they walk past the crowd gathering outside the library. Troy informs Jeff that Pierce has barricaded himself in the study room under a structure made of chairs and tables, and only he can help. Jeff reluctantly gives up his night with Professor Slater to talk Pierce down using his power of magic speech, and gets the situation under control. Pierce, now feeling better, accidentally hits the structure, causing it to tremble. But just as it's about to fall, Batman swoops in to save the day and pull the both of them to safety. The show ends with a great ad-lib Dark Knight-like voiceover from Abed. When Community, or perhaps any series for that matter, is at its best, it is a show that is charming, heartwarming, impactful, and of course, funny. Introduction to Statistics does a great job of hitting all those marks. The story structure that Community uses is ideal for showing character growth, and that growth is carried on from episode to episode, allowing the audience to watch this study group eventually become a family. Thanks for watching this entry in the greatest television series of all time. As always, please do all those YouTube things. Let me know what you think in the comments. Click that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Ring that little bell thingy. And until next time, witty sign-off catchphrase.